So, let me bring some answers to this topic. When the narcissist downgrades, what this actually means. And the thing is, if you don't have much experience in this field, if you've never been through many experiences with narcs, or if you just experienced something for the first time, you'll be very confused because it's not going to make sense. It's like, why would they abandon me and go with something less? Something's not adding up. That's what you'll probably think. But the real truth is, if you get abandoned by a narcissist and they leave you, and they get something else, confirmed 100% of lower value, they are basically exposing themselves, because no normal human being in their right minds would do something that stupid other than a narc. They will, because they know you're going to catch on to who they are. Sometimes they'll abandon you before you leave them because you see who they actually are. That's how they operate. They like to get people that they can easily trick. They love to get those kinds of people. There's a reason whenever I was in the past, whenever I was in a situation with a person, it didn't last long at all, anytime. It did not last long. It was off and on so many damn times, and I was too young and naive to know what was going on. The reason why it would start and then end, start and then end, start and then end. It's almost like it would go back to like, it would be like a new beginning, a new beginning, a new beginning, and it would be the same beginning over again. It's like when it reached a certain point of dating this person, it came to an end. They were too afraid to go any further. So the abandonment process happens. And then you find yourself back at them at some point. And the same thing happens again. That's when you catch on to them. This is what I was able to do. I was able to dissect the game that they were playing. It became very predictable for me to see the patterns, to see what they were doing. And I caught it. And I know this same individual dated somebody else for a few years and then it ended. Because they were probably easier to trick for longer. But I'm not easy to trick. I'm always gonna, I'm looking for things to be successful, so it's not gonna be easy for things to just be stupid all the time. Like, if you're, even with friends or anybody, if you're gonna, be cool with people, things are gonna proceed forward. You're gonna do funner things together. You're gonna do more things. If it's your girl, if you're a girl, if it's your guy, you're gonna do more things. You're gonna get closer. Things of that nature, but in this case it don't happen this way. It's the exact opposite. These people will abandon you before you see what they actually are and don't want them. It's exactly what happens. So when they downgrade, this is why. So if you were ever a person that was with an narc, or something recently happened, don't be second guessing yourself, because this is the answer. I just gave you the answer. They downgrade. They downgraded because they had to. They downgraded because they want a person that's going to put up with their toxic behavior, their toxic bullshit. That is what's happening. They can't get away with this with you. They know you're not going to put up with their fuckery. So they abandon you and make you look crazy and all this stuff, and devalue you and all this crazy stuff. And like I said, if you're inexperienced, you're going to get dinged. It's going to mess up your mind completely because you probably did all the right things. You probably treated them like rose gold. And I mean, you probably did all the right things. And they left you for somebody less. Not just you think, actually, clearly a lot less. They completely downgraded. And you see it. It's because they're not cut out to be with you. They know this. If you're lucky, they will admit this to you. I've actually been in a situation with the same exact person where they actually admitted this to be true. And not me asking them questions, they just came out and told me this. All while sobbing and crying and all this crazy shit. If you're lucky, you will see that. And that exposes them even deeper because it just solidifies the truth. There's something seriously wrong with them. It has nothing to do with you. You're probably perfect for them in all ways. But they're not what you deserve. When some people say they don't deserve, I don't deserve you, you deserve much better. Some people are legitimately not lying. It does happen. So, this is exactly why a narc will downgrade. Because you're probably a valuable person that can't be controlled and toxically abused, made up to be some puppet for a fucking narc. You're probably not that type of cat. So they're gonna leave you to go to somebody else, lesser, probably lesser in just about everything, so they can do that to them and abuse them and use them and get over on them because they could not have their way with you. They probably try little things to try to make it that way, but you were too smart, too intelligent, and they could not get over on you in this way. So you get the W. They go their way, you go your way. You might not see it at the beginning. At the start of when this happens, you might not see it as a W, but you absolutely get the W. You dodged a bullet. They're going to go on to wreak havoc on somebody else's existence while you remain a top G. And there's no other way around it, man. Like, could you imagine being stuck with a person like that? Could you imagine marrying a person like that without even knowing and having kids with a person like that without even knowing? It happens to so many people. I've seen grown men who are jacked from head to toe, who fought professionally and was over their head in a situation with a person like this, and I'm literally getting chills up my spine talking about it right now because what I've seen out of this person was nuts. It was nuts, and I'm not going to bring up names, but it was nuts. You never would have expected a person like that to be that damaged over a narc. But they're that crazy. They will drive you nuts. If you live with them, it's the worst. You lose yourself because you are living to please that person. They are incapable of pleasing themselves. They want to latch onto your life and your existence. They don't want to let go. And it's fucking nuts. They bring you no happiness. They bring no fulfillment to the relationship you guys have. They bring nothing. And they'll just seep you dry. And you will lose yourself. It happened to me. I got caught a long time ago. And I'll be damned if I ever get caught again. It is impossible. It is literally impossible because I'll never not value myself ever again. I got caught up into some craziness that I don't even know how it happened. I don't even know how it happened. It just happened so quick. It's like you start to live for them. They program your mind to like them so much, and then you start to live for them while they're not doing nothing for you the whole time, and you don't see it happening. That's a crazy thing. Until something bad happens and they're gone, and you realize when they're gone you have nothing now because you don't even have yourself. It's like a piece of you was gone with them. And it's the craziest thing, but it's the truth, man. Like, not everybody experiences this. Most people don't. If you look at the percentage of people that have to experience something as I just explained, more people in the world don't have to experience that than do. And they'll never know what it's like unless it actually happens. It's like you were with a person the whole time that is just dead. Because the person they pretend to be is who they're actually supposed to be. But it ended up that that's not even who they are, because they're not even there. So it's like the person you were real close with all of a sudden just dies. And that affects you deeply. It'd be like having a best friend and them dying. It'd be like having an actual relationship partner and them dying, because the person you were with and cared for is now not there. They're just gone out of nowhere. No explanation. Completely just abandon you, disregarded you, and it's crazy. It's called getting fucked over by a narc. You got narked. More people than not in the world do not get narked. But for the ones that do, understand. This is what happens. And if you're smart, it can never happen to you again. You can never put your life in somebody else's hands. Unless you can very well trust them. Because then you can. And of course it's going to hurt someday when you lose that person, but death is inevitable. It's inevitable. Going through like an abusive narc relationship is almost like the equivalent to someone very close to you dying. It's going to affect you a lot. When people's parents die, when people in life that's very close to them dies, they even admit that it's a hard year. It's not a hard week. It's a hard year. A hard year. That's how it is when you go through a messed up situation with an narc. That's why I kind of compare the two, because it's very similar. Because the person you were with is not even there. They pretended to be the person that they're actually supposed to be. They gave you the best sights that you could see out of them, and they're just not there no more. Like they're gone. Not only are they not there, they're literally gone. So the person you were close with and were supposed to proceed in life with is not there. They're dead. They're gone. Gone. So it's like the equivalent to losing somebody like that is very tough. Very tough. But eventually you get over everything. Eventually you get over people who pass away that was closest to you. Eventually you get over that. You'll never forget it. Just like you'll never forget narc experiences when you were with that person. It's going to stand out forever. Until you're gone. Just like the people that was closest to you who passed, it's going to stand out forever until you're gone. It's not going to hurt you forever, but it's going to stand out forever. You're always going to have memories. The things that impact you the most in a positive or negative way, you'll always remember it. I even remember little things, let alone the most positive and negative things that happened in my life. I even remember little things very, very, very easily. So it goes to show it is not easy dealing with these people. They definitely don't take it easy on nobody. They are ruthless. They're looking to come and damage you badly. They don't even know the damage they do. They don't even know the damage that they are capable of. But they damage everybody in this way. And they just don't care. Because they're fucked up. They're very disturbed. So. But that's pretty much the video, guys. So. If you were with a narc and they downgrade it, you know why. Because they're looking to control that person so badly and so deeply to the point where they might just die when it's all said and done. But with you are not easy to control, so they're going to go to somebody else lesser. So they'll put up with them. Because you would not have put up with them. They know in the back of their minds that they might have been what you wanted if they were themselves, but they're not their self. So they could not proceed with you. Because they know deep down you would not put up with it. And that's just the truth. Which is why they go to somebody else a lot lesser, so they can control and abuse them. And make them their puppet. Hallelujah.